Welcome viewers, I am Ranjit. I am an R programmer from Great Online Training. Hope you are enjoying the earlier lectures and this course where we are learning R and SAS interchangeably. Right. So if you have not watched the previous video, please do that. You can find the link in the description, or you can find the videos in the video section of the channel. Right. So in the earlier video we did various functionality, right? So in the previous video we have imported CSV file and Excel file from local drive, and we did some sorting and removal of duplicates, right? So in today's lectures we'll do extension of that. So let me open the agenda for today's presentation. Okay, so we'll first of all import Excel and CSV file, and we'll see some other functionality, right? Some extension of that, what we did in the previous videos. We'll see here file.choose function, right? And how we can select a file without providing the location. Also, we'll see how to import Excel or CSV or any file from other location apart from our working directory, right? And after that, we'll see the sorting of datasets once again and some more functionality here, right? And then we'll see some commands and functions like column name, call name, file choose, order, sort, rank, str function, fix function, then view, summary, ncol, nrow, head, tail, and grep, right? So let's move to the R story and we'll see these agenda one by one. Okay, so let me check the working directory first. So for that we'll write get wt and the parentheses. Okay, so my working directory is in C drive, right? And suppose we wanted to import one file that is there in a different location. So for example, suppose we wanted to import one file which is placed in D drive. So in the earlier video we saw that we have to first set the working directory to D drive, and then after that we'll write just file name to import that file, right? But here we'll do in different way. Suppose I wanted to import that file which is placed in D drive, right? So for CSV file, so the utils package is required, right? But utils is by default installed in the R console, right? So no need to install that. So okay, so now I will import the file that is placed in D drive, right? And for that I will first of all I will import a CSV file, right? And then we'll import this Excel file. Okay, so first of all we write here read.csv because I wanted to import the CSV file, right? And here we have to provide the path. So let me go there. Okay, this is the file that we are talking about, and here we have to write the location name, and then we have to write here the file name. Okay, and we have to provide here file name, and we have to convert this backward slash to forward slash. Okay, and then after that we have to also provide the extension, file extension name CSV, right? And let me rename this employee as a data frame. Okay, so let me open this. So for opening any file, any dataset, we have to just click here in the environment section, right? Or other way, we can use the function view. Okay, view, and then we have to provide the dataset name here. So then control enter. Okay, so this is the dataset that we have just imported. Okay, so this is there in a different our working directly is in C drive, right? C user HP, right? But we have imported the file from D drive, right? So in this way we can import the file other than our working directory, right? So we can use another function as well. So suppose I wanted to import the same file, so read.csv, right? And suppose if we are not clear about the location where we have placed our file that we wanted to import here, right? So here we can write file.choose. So what? So it open one pop-up window, and in that case we have to go a particular location and we have to select the file that we wanted to import here, right? But we have to cautious here. So we have to if you are writing here read.csv file, so we have to select the csv file, otherwise it will not open. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, so here there is pop-up window, so I will directly go to the D drive or training data, and suppose the same data set I wanted to import. So this is Excel, but the second one is comma separated values file, right? So let me open this. Okay, if you see here, employee 1 is created with 12 observation and 4 variable, right? So this is very handy function, file.choose. So here we can choose the specific location, right, without providing the actual path. So this is very good function, we can use this. So let me import the Excel file here, right? Importing Excel file. So in last video we saw for importing Excel file we have to install first read Excel library, right? And we have to call that library. So I have already installed in my RS Studio, so no need to install once again. Those who have not installed, they can write install dot packages, and here we have to provide read Excel, right? But I have already installed, so I will not install once again, right? So I will just directly call the library. So for calling we have to write library, and then after we have to provide the package name, right? So read Excel. Okay, so just control enter. So this is done. So now we have to import the file name. So suppose I wanted to import, then here we have to write read underscore Excel. Okay, and here we can use the actual location, right, the file where we wanted to import here. So we can write here file.choose, so that we can select the individual file. We're going to individual location and we'll import that. So let me write here employee underscore Excel, so that we can see that employee underscore Excel, right? So let me enter here. Okay, let me go to the individual location, data, and then this one is Excel file, right? If you see Excel worksheet, so we can import this file. If you see, we have here 10 observation and 4 variable, because here we don't have duplicates, but the employee 1 or employee dataset having duplicates, that's why it is having 10 records, not 12, right? So this is the case. Okay, so let's move to the another. Okay, so far so good. Now I'll create one vector and we'll do some functionality there. We'll use sort, order, and other functions, right? So let me create here one numeric vector. So num and the combine operator, then 1, then 7, then 2, then 9, 11, 14, right? 14. Okay, so let me clear this. Okay, this is fine. And now I'll use some function here. So first of all, we'll use sort. So sort function. So this function is used to arrange the vector or array in ascending or descending order, right? So let me write here arrange vector in ascending or descending order. Okay, and the second part is of this function sort is second important information of this function sort is it only work with vector, right? This will work in case of data frame. Okay, so for data frame we need to use order, right, or arrange. function. Okay, so let me do the sorting using this function sort. Okay, so first of all we have to write the sort, and then in parentheses we have to provide the vector name num. Okay, and by default it's short in ascending order. So let me run this. Okay, you see here 1 2 7 11 14, right? Suppose you wanted to sort in descending order, so how we'll do that? We'll write the function sort, then the vector name num, and then here we have to write here decreasing. Decreasing is equal to true, right? So if you wanted to sort in descending order, so here we have to write decreasing is equal to true. Okay, let me do that. Okay, so if you see 14 11 9 2 and 1. Okay, suppose you want to sort in ascending order with this using this function. So how we can do that? We can just write here call function, and we can write here instead of true we can write false, right? Just run this, so it will sort in ascending order. Okay, now we'll use the function order, right? So order. Okay, so order work in case of array or in data frame, so it will in both the cases. Okay, so let me write here order num. Okay, and let me enter. So what it does, it provided the placeholder of a particular array, right? So suppose if you wanted to sort in ascending order, so first 1 will come, then after that 2 will come, and then 7, the, the value at second position. So what it does, it provided the placeholder. So first of all it provided 1, so 1 will come first, then after that it will provide the 3. So in 3, whatever the number we should have in our array at third place, it will come on the second place when we sort, right? So it provided the placeholder, not the actual value, right? So suppose we wanted to see the actual value, so how we can do that? We can write here num, and in big bracket we can write order, and then we'll provide here the num. Okay, so see here, so how we'll do that, how it has done that. So suppose we wanted to extract the second position of an array num, right? So how we can do that? We can write here in big bracket 2. So what it does, it provides the value at the second position, right? So if we run here, so it has provided 7, right? So how we have done that? We have just stored the actual observation, actual indexing, or actual placeholder in ascending order, and we have passed that into a big bracket, right? Within a big bracket. So it has resulted into a vector that is already sorted. Okay. Okay. So now we'll do the ranking, right? So we'll use the rank function. So rank basically provide the rank, right, in ascending order, right? So if you see, the first is 1, then 2 is second, then after that 7 is ranked as third, then fourth, 9 is fourth, 11 is fifth, and then 14 is sixth, right? So let me use here rank function num. Okay, if you see here, this is the rank. So this is also the placeholder, right? So if you see, the rank of 1 is 1, the rank of 7 is 3, right? Because first will come, the rank of first is 1, then after that the rank of 2 is 2, the rank of 7 is 3, right? So it has provided the placeholder as well, right here. So suppose we wanted to use the actual ranking, so how do we get to do that? So num, then here we can use the rank. Run this. So if you see, this is the actual number, right? What we, if we sort in ascending order, this is the actual number what we get, right? So first is 1, then 2, then 7, then 9, then 11 and 14, right? So this is one thing. Okay, so now we'll see the function, some other function using this Excel data set, right? So here we have employee and salary, right? So we use some function there, and let me do one by one. Okay, so suppose we wanted to see the data set, right? So we can write here function view, and then here we write employee. Okay, so if I write here, you see the data set is available in a table format, right? Or what we can do, we can write here, we can click here, we can double click here, and it will appear in the editor window in a tabular format, right? We can apply here filter as well. Suppose we wanted to apply on the variable male, suppose we can write here emp, so all male is selected, right? So suppose we wanted to select this female, so we can write here f, all female is selected here. Okay, suppose we wanted to select age 18, so we can select here 18 and 19, right? So in the bar we can do that. So now we'll use the other functions. So suppose we wanted to see the first 6 observation of this data set, so we'll write here head and then emp. Okay, the data set name, so it will provide it the first six observation of this data set. These are the variable name, right? And these are the actual rows or actual observation, right? Suppose we wanted to see last 6 observations, so here we can write tail and employee data set name. Okay, so this is the last 6 observation here. Okay, suppose we wanted to know the variable name, so for that we can write call names, right? And we can provide here the data set name, call names. Okay, so these are the variable name of a particular of this data frame emp. Okay, so suppose we wanted to, there is another function also, names. Okay, so this, the both provide the same result. Okay, suppose we wanted to see the structure of this data set, so we can write here a structure emp. Okay, so in that case it will provide all the necessary information, like what are the variables, how many observation we have in this data set, whether this is a data frame or vector, right? So it also work on the vector, right? Suppose so this is the data frame, then 12 observation, 4 variables, and all 4 variables here. So it also provides the informations about each variables. So the name is character, then age is integer, then sex is character, and salary is numeric. Okay, so and this str function also work on the vector as well. So if suppose I write here num, so if you see this is numeric, so str function works on data frame as well as the individual vector. Okay, so let me write here another function fix. So run this, control enter, so it will appear one data editor window, right? And here we can edit anything, right? Suppose we wanted to edit the age of Jack and make it 24. Okay, just close this. So if you see, the age is updated to 24, but I highly suggest this functionality should not be used. So please do not use this function, because changing in data set is very serious. This should not be done, right? In manual order, unless until we have some justification, right? And you can do programmatically if you wanted to do some sort of modification in the data set, right? So that is not advisable. Okay, so let me see some other functions here. So there is one function length, right? So it provide the variable, how many variables we have in a particular data frame, right? So if you see, we have 4 variable: age, name, sex, and salary. So length will provide the variable name, number of variables. Str will for structure. Data frame. Names will provide the column name. Okay, so let me check the other functions. So suppose we wanted to see ncol. ncol then emp. Okay, so what it does, it provides the number of columns. So it also provides the number of columns or variables, number of column or variable. Okay, suppose you wanted to see number of rows, so n rows, we can write here n rows, and then here emp, data set name or data frame name, right? So what it does, it provides number of rows or data point. Okay, so let me run this. We have 12 observation into this employee research. If you see here, or you can open there and we can see there are 12 observations. Okay, so there are other function as, so now we'll use the function dimension. Okay, so dim, then data frame name. Okay, so it has result, it has provided two record, right? 12 and 4. So the first observation of this vector is this provide number of rows, right? And then the second is first is number of rows, then second number of columns or variables. Okay, okay, so now I will show another function grep. So what it does, it is used to extract. So this is used in extracting, tracti, extracting the indexes index of variables of a data frame or vector, right? So suppose I wanted to see what is the location or what is the index of variable name, right? So up, so grep, right? So first I show you the names of emp, right? Here we have 4 variables, right? So the first is name, then second is age, the third is sex, and then fourth is salary, right? So the index of name is 1, right? The index of age is 2, then index of sex is 3, and index of salary is 4, right? So suppose I wanted to see what is the index of sex, right? So we can write here the variable name in double quote. We have to also cautious about the actual text because R is a case sensitive language, right? So here we have to write the text we wanted to compare, pattern we wanted to compare, and we can write here the call name, call names and emp, right? So what it does, it searches this variable into this column name, right? And it provides the place index of that location, right? Okay, so let me run this with control enter. So see here, so sex is at 3rd places, right? The index of sex is 3rd, so that's why it has provided 3. Okay, so this is very useful function when we have a very large number of variables into a data set or data frame, right? And this will be helpful in extracting a particular column, right? So suppose you wanted to extract a particular column. So first of all, we'll see the extraction using big bracket, right? So suppose you wanted to extract the second observation of this data frame employee, right? So we can write here second. So this is for the row what we wanted, and if suppose we wanted to extract the second column as well, right? So if I open the employee data set here, the second row and second column, so then it will provide the 18, right? The age of Muhammad. So if I write here, see, it has provided 18. Suppose we wanted to extract all second rows, right? So in that case, we have to provide here emp and then big bracket, and we have to provide just rows, and then we'll keep as it is the column places, right? So it will provide all the columns of a second row. You see here. So in that case, suppose we wanted to extract all the rows of a column 2, right? So we can write here big bracket, and we can left the rows places, and we write here the second, right? So it second column is for age, right? If you see here, the first column is for name, then second column is for age, then sex, then salary. Suppose we wanted to extract all the columns of age, so we can write here employee, we can left blank the rows place, and we can write 2 for the column places. You can see all the ages. Okay, suppose you wanted to extract the observations from 1 to 3, from rows 1 to 3, and then all columns, right? So if you see 1 to 3 means 1, then row 2, then row 3, and it has provided all the columns. Okay, so we have seen few functionality here, how to do the column name and length, then structure function, then fix function, right? And at the end we have did subsetting the data set using indexing, right? So at the end we have did, okay, and at the end we saw the indexing function, how we do the indexing. Okay, so okay, so what we can do here, we can use this function, we can use this index function. Okay, so we can use this grep function here to extract a particular column, right? So suppose you wanted to write here employee, okay, and then big bracket, and in the column name we can write here grep, okay, and here we can provide the variable name sex, and then the column names emp, right? So what it does, it provides all the information of a variable sex of a emp data frame, right? So let me do this. Okay, you see, so this is more dynamic way. Instead of writing 2, right, we can write in this way. So this is very handy. Okay, so far we have solved these functions. So thank you everyone for your time. Hope you find this video useful, right? Please do practice, and please support us on our channel. Please like our video and share our videos as well. And we are also running some paid courses, so for that you can visit our website createonlinetraining.com, right? And you can find the link in the description below. Thank you everyone, thank you for your time.